The following is a fan-based discussion. All materials discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, and Saban Entertainment. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Tokucast Top 10 Show.
Top 10.
I'm not going to give you the satisfaction.
Good. Anyway.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, everyone, to the Top 10 Sixth Rangers.
Another heavily suggested one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, so many people suggested this one.
Mm-hmm. So we're doing it.
Yay!
Yes!
We do like doing these character top 10s, don't we? I like the weapon ones, though, but we'll do more of them.
Marcus does not.
That's why we're going to do more of them.
No.
Yes. They're requesting.
Honorable mentions.
Yes.
Honorable mentions.
You want to start off?
No, I started off last time you did.
Okay.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Anyway.
You start off anyway.
Anyway, I only have one, so it's fine. My honorable mention is Kyoryugo from Kyoryuger. He's fun. He doesn't have a lot of characters, so I know why he didn't make the list, but he's really funny. That the fish out of water story just kind of worked in that sense. And not to mention, he's a samurai. That's awesome. And he has lightning powers. I know Marcus likes that. And it was also nice to see Pterodactyl as somewhere not pink or yellow, or the female.
Yeah.
So it was just, and not to mention he had a little crossbow for a weapon, which is also cool. But Kiryu, I get why he didn't make the list, but I'm okay with it. But I'll mention.
Yes. I have two.
Two.
First one. Deca Break! I loved, as I said many times before, I love Deca Ranger. And Deca Break, he was more or less, because he was Special Forces, like when he first came in, he was such an asshole.
Yeah.
And then, after a little while, he was like, teach me.
So you know what he wasn't? You know what he wasn't? He wasn't a ball of light.
He was not a ball of light. Tekon was just a fun character.
He liked to cross-dress.
Anytime you cross-dress, you knew the episode was probably going to be one of the funniest things you've seen in a long time.
It's like whenever the opportunity arose to cross-dress, he was like, I volunteer as tribute.
I still remember that whole episode where a monster fell in love with him.
Oh, yeah.
And I died. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Emergency, get the hell out of there.
Is it better than the Live Man episode where the monster fell in love with Cullen?
Almost. But it's like he had that episode.
Then he had the other one where Live Man Green got pregnant.
Whatever. There was a whole episode where he was in a club and he was trying to get some information off of a guy, and it was one of the. He's just a hilarious character. It's like I love Deca Ranger because it's a really good show, but him as a character, he's just so memorable because he was willing to do anything to get something done. My second one is our first, really just the first Silver Ranger in Mega Silver. He was older than the team by about 7 so years. He's 25.
A considerable amount.
Well, he's only 25. But it's just he basically had to become more or less of a mentor to them. He wasn't there a lot at the beginning because his suit did have a timer, but after a little while he did get rid of that. But he's such a strong character. He's our first Silver, and our first one to use a cell phone as a morpher. And having him as an addition to a cast that I already loved, it's a great thing. I loved everything about him as a whole. Just a great
and a great looking suit.
And a great looking suit. Mega Ranger all has great suits.
Yeah.
All right. Number 10.
Number 10, the Dragon Ranger from Zyuranger.
You gotta start somewhere, and he was a great place to start.
He was.
The genesis of the Six Rangers, a great suit, a cool character, R.I.P. and Death.
He did die.
That was kind of a theme of the first few Six Rangers, wasn't it? Except for Ko.
The only thing I had a problem with...
Ko! Sorry.
The only thing I had a problem with is the fact that it felt like he got over to their side too quickly.
Yeah. But when they did it in Power Rangers, it took, 6 episodes?
It took a little bit for him to, really come with the team. After a while, he did. But it was just for this, felt like it just happened.
Also, in Power Rangers, they have the excuse of it was a curse.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was a bad guy.
For this case, it was just a good thing to have him on the team. I just wish they would have waited just a little bit longer to make him an actual member of the Rangers.
But number 9.
Number 9, Boken Silver.
I loved his entire storyline.
The only thing I didn't like about Boken Silver was that monster form he has with the white hair just makes him look like an Inuyasha cosplayer.
That happens at the very beginning, and then after he becomes Boken Silver, that one goes away.
Yeah, I know, but still.
He's a great character. It's just he had to learn basically how to live with people again.
But let's also bring up the fact that this guy, one, looks cool, even though he looks like he's dipped in chrome. Second, he has his weapon is a spear, a blaster, and a metal detector of all things, and it worked like twice, but it worked.
Yeah, they really didn't use it that much.
No, because it's a metal detector.
He, as a character, was just. He was fun to watch. It was fun to have him with everybody else. They're really learning how to get along with everyone. I mean, he got along with Akashi pretty quickly, but it's just like everybody else, they took a little bit. And I love the way that they brought him into the team. It's just a great character.
Oh, God, that entire arc was great.
Yeah. Ugh, I can't wait till we watch Bokenja again.
And then have to compare it to Operation Overdrive.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be so much fun. Number 8. Gao Silver.
Gao.
I hate this song.
I love Gao Silver because he was really one of the first. Well, I wouldn't say one of the first. He was the second one to do this, but I think he did it better. Start off as evil and then become.
Yeah, it's like he was legitimately being mind controlled by an evil mask, and then he had to break free of that. And then it's just like I have this whole thing where I'm sad and brooding. And he became part of the team. And he's also the first one to actually appear in the opening credits for the show. Every other Ranger before him didn't do that. Or every other Sixth Ranger. But he was the first one to actually appear in the credits of the actual show. I like that.
Another thing, and just because we just got off of Boken Silver, he had the 3-prong weapon. It was a sword, a blaster, and a billiard cue. Yeah, pull cue. And he used that one a lot more than Boken Silver used the metal detector. Because the pull cue was his finisher. And it was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I like how honestly important they made him. Because I feel like with a lot of the Sixth Rangers, especially now, they really subvert them in favor of the red. When they first show up, they're really, really powerful. Mm-hmm. But I remember, like, on a lot of the scenes, spoiler alert, in case you haven't watched Gao Ranger in this one, after the rest of the team died.
Oh, God, that episode
and it's
was
just
brutal.
him. It's just red and silver just fighting everyone by themselves until they end up coming back. Just like, I love how important they make this character feel. It's just like, yeah, the Sixth Ranger was still more or less a special thing by this point, but they made his character feel useful. They don't end up pushing him. Like, Zuo the World was really, really strong, and he wipes that team a couple times the first time he ends up seeing them. Mm-hmm. But then he ends up, really getting powered down later on, and that's mostly because of his personality.
Yeah.
But it's just like, Gao Silver was really a really, really good Sixth Ranger. They made him feel important. I like that about Gao Ranger as a whole.
Even though the show as a whole was meh. Yeah. Next.
Number 7, the Shurikenger.
He was Kenji-L before
for one episode, yes.
But he's great because he's powerful as hell.
Yes.
He's funny.
He's a samurai, and I love samurai, so he made the list. And he's funny and good. God, is it fun to watch him fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, his personality was legitimately all over the place.
Yep.
But he was such an entertaining character to watch, just like, you exist, and I love you for it.
And not to mention, his weapon was a sword, a microphone, and a baseball bat.
And a baseball bat.
Which, did he ever use the baseball bat except for the finisher? Because I would have been taking the baseball bat and just beating him.
I don't think he ever did. I think the sword was an actual...
That is a wasted opportunity.
But the 1,000 hit shot.
Yeah.
It was
cool.
Great.
And the weighted vest, which is just the most shonen thing ever.
Yeah. It's the most Piccolo thing you could have done. And you're also green.
Yeah. Next.
Number 6, and this was not planned, Tokyo Rokugo.
Tokyo Rokugo.
He basically did the same thing that Gao Silver did, but more or less in reverse.
Also, more or less as a parody. Because Tokuger in general was never really...
He also plays a mean harmonica.
He does play a mean harmonica. But
this is where I die.
I'm sorry. There was so many... I love Tokuger in moments. Like the first 5 episodes. And his introduction was fantastic. I must pay for all of my crimes as a monster. What did you do? I brought rainy days. And even Red was like...
Really?
Wait,
really? What? Oh my god!
I ruined picnics
and recess.
I ruined all the picnics,
and I made kids not go out to recess.
I'm a monster.
I must kill myself.
But I love the way that they ended up doing everything with his actual plot. He was once again a Sixth Ranger done right because
he was also the only Sixth Ranger who willingly threw away his weapon. He's like,
every single time. But it's just like he and Gal Silver have a lot in common because they made them both feel really important. At the end of Tokucast, once again, spoiler alert, when everybody else gets turned back into kids, it's just him and Wright fighting everybody. And I love that. I thought like that whole ending plot line was one of the greatest I've seen.
And I know you don't like the special, but in the team up of Tokucast and Kyoryuger, there was one really good scene when Gold and him are fighting together, and he goes, "No, I am to die here. You go die over there." You have to admit that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
I love. There was also this one scene in the Tokucast and Ninja special when they were when Takaharu and Wright were fighting, and like there's this whole scene with him just coming out of nowhere, and I think he came in at the wrong place.
As he would do. He would do.
He was just a great character.
He was a great character.
Yeah, he was.
But who's next?
Number 5, Time Fire.
Time Fire! Another one that died.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I'll put a warning in the beginning.
Was a great. Well, I mean, if you watch Gokaiger, you knew that. But
True enough.
He was a great character. He had just going up against Time Red the entire thing, and their relationship in the past that they had, and everything that he had to do with his Time Red's father and taking control of the Guardians and everything.
I thought you were gonna say Time Red's fire.
I was about to say Time Father.
But yeah, it's just like his character was so abrasive for the first all the episodes.
That's putting it lightly.
And then near the end, he finally came onto the side with the Time Rangers and everything, and had a great ending scene with his actual character.
I do love how, because we always joke that Time Force and Time Ranger are like the exact same show, except Time Force is just a little more kid-friendly. They were going to kill off the Quantum Ranger. They filmed the entire last scene without him, and then they decided not to.
Yeah, because he got really popular.
Yeah.
But it's just like...
Just how committed Saban Industries was to continue with the plot of Time Rangers.
I can't wait to... That in comparison is just going to be fun.
Because it's all the same.
A lot of the same. But there, of course, is going to be one difference.
There's going to be like 2 differences. It's going to be the shortest in comparison ever.
But yeah, it's just... Time Fire himself was just a great character. He's one of my favorite Six Rangers for just how different he was to everybody else. He doesn't really end up getting on the side of the Time Rangers until near the end of the show. And that just makes him, stand out. In my
it does. Who's next?
Number 4, Abare Killer.
Abare, pretty much the exact same thing of Time Fire, just copy and paste it.
No, he was basically Time Fire, but he just stayed the way that Time Fire was at the very beginning. And then he decided with the villains group, and then he was just like, I don't like any of you. And so he left. And then he also ends up dying at the end of this show.
Spoiler.
But he ends up coming back in the team up with...
that was the funniest thing. We were supposed to bring back the mightiest warrior of hell, and he just goes, "You did.
You did. It's me."
Hi.
So good.
His character was... It's so different, especially when we get to this in comparison, it's going to be so different between him and Trent. Because
he wasn't... Sorry. Trent was kind of a pussy.
Yeah, but it's like, he was just so strong. There were multiple scenes where they ended up having to change for Down of Thunder because of his violence. And just how much,
what was his dinosaur?
Dragon.
Yeah, it was like the Dragon Source or something.
It was a dragon. It was just a legitimate dragon.
Okay. I forgot.
But imagine a pterodactyl on steroids.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. But it's like, his character was just so different to watch. It just, there's really been nothing like him where the Sixth Ranger stayed evil, even though he's technically... He was the 5th Ranger, but he's the 6th in the actual thing. But it's just it's so different because of the fact that he stayed evil throughout the entire thing until the very end. And I loved it. It's just... We haven't got anything like that, and I love it.
Thank you.
What is the next one?
The next one is number 3, which is Stagbuster.
The funniest Sentai ever.
Jay is amazing. If you don't know Jay, you need to go witness Jay, and I'm not talking about Jesus. He's just a great character.
He's just he's the funniest character ever because, he's kind of like a watered down version of Bender from Futurama.
Yeah, except instead of alcohol, he just wants energy.
But it's alcohol to him. If he doesn't drink it, he gets drunk.
Yeah. And
he's always sweeping.
He's always
out
he's
there
the guardian of the forest.
Yep, he's out there somewhere
For
with
the
broom.
stag beetles and the regular beetles. He's just... Jay is honestly one of my favorite things about just Go Busters and basically Sentai in general, because they gave us this character.
I think it was
who was pure
Superhero
gold.
Tyson, or I think it was the first one, or was it the
It
second
was Z.
It was Superhero Tyson Z, where like the explosion happens when they beat the monster, and he just walks on screen and is like, making
Yep.
a fucking mess,
I love Jay. Jay's...
sweeping dirt.
I remember in the Dobutsu Sentai versus...
Oh yeah, because he was on both teams.
Yes.
And
That's alternate world.
He also ended up dying. He was like, I was number 9,999. Just like, he's like, do I get my Inatron now? And Enter looks at him like, no. Loved Jay. Jay was a highlight of Go Busters. So like, Go Busters had issues beside the fights that were all basically amazing, but Jay is just like a constant.
Jay was the saving grace of the characters in this show, because not all of them were great.
Yeah, it was just like, he was just, I'm here, I'm hilarious, worship me.
Who's next?
Next is my personal favorite, Gokai Silver.
He's
us.
He is us.
He's a Super Sentai fanboy, just like us.
He is. That's the thing. He is us. He's got a great suit, a great weapon. We're not talking about gold mode. He is, and he's also, if you think of it this way, he's probably one of the most powerful Sentai ever.
Yeah.
Period. Because he can harness all the power of everybody we've talked about.
Yes.
And the ones
and then some.
And then some. So he is a force to be reckoned with if he ever, got mad enough, which he doesn't do.
Or calmed down enough.
Yeah.
Because I remember one time he got too energetic and Bosco was like, no. And then he broke his arm.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking great, though. He is us, and you can't argue that. He is us. But who's next?
He's exacerbated us.
Fair enough. But he's all of us. That's why there's everybody.
One of the reasons he's so high on the list. Number 1, Zero the World.
Now, here's the reason that we ended up making him number 1.
His suit looks great.
His suit looks great, but a lot
Great
of
They made 3 animals work.
A fishing rod is
suit.
weapon work again.
Yeah. A lot of these other characters are pretty two-dimensional. He's much more of a 3-dimensional character who I feel like I
think he's the only Sentai ever to really suffer from
his own
depression.
personality.
Yeah.
Depression.
He there's a whole episode that he had with Leo, and he's like, I hate the way that I am. I hate the fact that I look like I need friends, or that I need everybody else's like confirmation or praise or something like that. I hate the fact that I need so much from other people, and it doesn't feel like I can always end up giving back. And I love that about his character. He tries so hard to be as perfect as possible that he can for everybody, up to the point where he ends up becoming overbearing. And just him, like, wallowing in that self-pity is like, I get where you're coming from in this case. Like, the whole thing where he got his powers taken from, 3 other monsters who were killed in his place. And Genis gave his powers to him. And he feels so guilty about how he got his powers. It's like he had this whole arc where he had to actually get over himself because he could not end up dealing with that for a little bit. And it was really thanks to Yamato, just like he got over and just like really became a part of that team. I mean, yeah, he still has his moments where he basically ends up curling over and own himself, but I get it. I mean, you're not going to get over that overnight. You're going to end up having to really work at it, and he shows his working at it, his growth throughout Zyuohger. And I can't wait till the show ends to see exactly where his plotline ends. He's just a great character. I love everything about him as a person, as a character, and not to mention he has some hilarious moments.
He does.
Just like,
remember when they were poisoning the whale and he walked out in the scuba suit?
Yeah, like, I got this.
Or in the Gokaiger team up, where he's like, I don't have anyone to fight. And then Gokai Silver shows up, me! You can fight me.
He's like, come on, let's do it.
Like, he was literally leaning against the column, like, I don't have anybody.
I love that other
He's
scene,
so
too,
sad.
where he's like, after he saw Gokai Red change, he changed like 4 or 5 times, and he was like, I can only change 3.
He literally changed into 4, not only that, he changed into 4
foresaw
different animal Sentais, and he's like, 1, 4, I only have 3, damn. And just like, you can just, oh god, you just want to hug him.
Yeah.
He's a great
He's just one of the best written characters.
Yeah, he really is. It's like, they gave a lot more, in Zyuohger in general, just time to the plot, and time to the characters, really getting to know these people, and how they end up interacting with each other and, the general populace. It's just, Zyuohger does a very good job of just making their characters seem like actual people, and not just
or zoo people,
or not just they're this archetype. They have a lot more depth and control over who they are, and I love it. Zorge is a great show, and I'm sad it's ending soon, but we're getting a great looking show so far with Key Ranger. So we'll see what we get. But Zoo of the World, man, he's sort of everything that I want in these 6 Rangers.
Yeah, and if you want to know what
and
we think of the next Sentai, yes, no.
or Wiki,
he's not a child. If you want to know what we think of the next Sentai, watch that video. It'll be up by the time this is. So, that is our top 10 6 Rangers. We hope yours made the list. If it didn't, let us know what yours is and see if you can convince us. We might redo lists.
And leave a like and subscribe if you haven't.
If you haven't, because good God, you've been subscribing like crazy lately.
Yes, thank you all for that.
Thank you all for that. We're not going to be doing a 400 subscriber video because it happens too fast.
Yeah, it did. We weren't ready.
No.
Yeah.
So we're going to save it
for 500.
500 just a little bit bigger than normal.
Yeah. So, thank you again for joining the Tokucast, everybody. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.